And welcome to CIS 4710 Week 5 lab portion. We are going to talk about homework. What are we talking about here today? Homework 4 and the first half of lab number 2. So the homework 4, we're going to basically cover a couple of things that we did in lab 1. So in lab 1, if you guys remember, we had an exploit that we took advantage of, MS 0805 or MS 09050. What I want you to do is from your OpenBoss scan or your InMap scan or what have you, find 2 more attack vectors. They may work, they may not work. I want you to kind of outline, explain what tool you're going to use to attempt that that exploit, that vulnerability, and provide a high-level step-by-step. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to set up Armitage. These are the variables I'm going to input into the vulnerability or the exploit, I should say. All right, and this is how I'm going to execute it. You can show me screenshots of your attempts. Again, they don't have to be successful. If you find additional ones that are successful, great. And you should be able to, but I'm not going to have you spend a whole lot of time. You will, I don't want to waste your time, but I want you to try a couple of different things that you can find with the Windows target machine. Okay? And then all you have to do is repeat A through C for the other 2 attack vectors. You can use the MS-09 050 as one. So the stuff that you already did in lab 1, you can just take those screenshots and put them in this homework, and you're 1/3 of the way through. Okay, any questions on that? This is a pretty straightforward, hopefully. It's a little bit time consuming. You'll spend maybe 20 minutes on it, researching some stuff and then attempting a couple of attacks, take screenshots of those attempts, and submit it. Not too terribly hard. But what I wanted to get to tonight, which is going to take up 30 minutes of our time or so, is lab 2, or at least the first half of lab 2. Okay, so in lab 2, we have a link here that will go to SourceForge. So if you copy that and you throw it in a browser, that will take you to the Metasploitable download page in SourceForge. You need to grab this VM if you've not already done so. When you download it, after it completes, you will go through and load it into VMware just like you did with the CIS target. Okay? File, open, find the VMX file wherever you downloaded it. Hopefully you put it in your virtual machines directory. Select that VMX file, click open. It'll populate into your machine. It'll ask you, did you copy it or did you move it? Say you copied it, of course, just like the other VM. And then go ahead and start it. It will come up on the NAT network. It will default to 512 meg of RAM and 1 processor. That's plenty fine. That's good. You don't need to mess around with these settings. It will run as prescribed. Your Kali box should already be there. It should be on NAT. It's the same one that you were using in lab 1, so you should be ready to go. Oops. Except my Kali box wants to do stupid stuff here. Hold on. I think it's because I record this. Here cancel here. We'll just have to struggle through with it. So first thing I want to do is I want to try and isolate the IP address of Metasploitable. Okay. So all I'm going to do is just run a quick InMap dash, I think it was SN, which is your simple ping scan, dash V for verbose, and then the subnet, which I'm on. Okay, for time purposes, I'm going to cut to the chase because I know it. I've done this twice this week already. This will give you a scan. All I really want you to do is ensure that Metasploitable is on the same network. I already know its IP address. Okay, so I'm just going to do an Nmap scan or a ping scan. Of the IP because I already know what it is. So, real quick ping scan, that should return that yeah, it's alive. There's one host. It's up. If you ascertain what IP address is, that's all I'm looking for step 1. Go to my snipping tool. Grab that. Copy it. Come to my lab document. Show a screenshot that I found the device. Okay. So, next, you need to do an OpenBoss scan. So an OpenBoss scan, pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and go into my Kali and set up my PostgreSQL server. And then I'm going to start OpenBoss. That'll take a second. Cover some RAM here. So what you're going to do with this, with OpenBoss, is you're going to do a scan. Then you're going to find the report of that scan. Download the PDF. Once the GUI comes up, I will show you where that's at. While we're waiting on that, we can look at a couple other things here. So we need to find a web page that's being served up on it, as well as do an InMap scan from Armitage. So I didn't do an InMap scan right off the bat when I did the ping scan because reading through the entire lab, I know I got to do one later on. So that's the reason I didn't go that route. So, okay, it looks like Greenbone is going to open in our browser. There it is. Okay, we'll log in. All right, so all I did here is I went into tasks. I put that IP address that I found of Metasploitable into the wizard. I ran the intense scan, or the full scan, okay, the quick scan, whatever you want to call it. And once that was done, okay, let me find it. There's my immediate scan of my of my Metasploitable. So I could go into this and find the report. There's the report. So I can go to the finished one, or I can just go to scans and reports. Same thing. Again, this is once your scan is complete. You have to do your scan, but we went over that in the previous lab. There we go. That'll make things faster. There we go. So my report here, all I have to do is go into it via the date. Again, I know it by the IP address. Something is eating up all of my horsepower here. $1448. That's what's killing all my CPU. Okay, hang on. Anyway, long story short, this drop-down box right here, if you do a drop-down, find the PDF, scroll down a little bit, and hit download. It'll go to your downloads folder. And I just moved mine to my desktop. Open up that PDF report. And it comes up with the date on it. Just screen capture that. Copy it. Paste it in there. All right. So now gaining root access via the Unreal IRC. Close these out. There we go. That should hopefully give me some processor back. Come on. One second. Let me resume my recording. Thanks. Welcome back. We got the processor problem figured out. Ever since I installed Rapid7's Nexpose, this thing has not ran very well. So hopefully now it will be better. Okay, so I'm starting Armitage. Pop up here. Things should go by a lot faster. So we've done 1 and 2. I'm going to skip around here a little bit. I'm going to do number 5 first. Again, it's always helpful if you read through the entire lab, because you might do something that you didn't realize you needed to get a screenshot for. And number 5, doing an Nmap scan through Armitage, is a perfect example of that. Okay. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Don't need that anymore. Let's try this all over again. There we go. All right, so now that we're in Armitage, we're going to do an Nmap scan of that IP address that we found for Metasploitable. Okay, so to do that, all you need is to do host Nmap scan and just do an intent scan, and then you can put that in there and click OK. All right, I'm going to remove the host here real quick so you can see how that's done. There we go. So again, host, Nmap scan, intent scan, put the IP address of Metasploitable in there. Click OK, and that'll take about 30 seconds, a minute to run. So once you have all those ports up, you can take a screen capture of this. That's fine. Or you can wait till you have the entire scan done. Either way is good. So I'm going to take this, click edit, copy, go back. Here's my Nmap scan. Paste that in. And of course, always fix your page breaks and everything else. Make it look nice. There we go. We're ready for that one. Okay, so once that's done and your scan is complete, okay, you then can go to attacks and find attacks. You need to go to attacks and find attacks so it collects all that information from the Nmap scan, cross-references it with the database in Metasploit, so you can get the attacks that you need to do the Unreal IRC exploit, which is in number 3. So we're going to do this backdoor, and we're going to gain access to that Linux box, Metasploitable. All right, so attack analysis complete. And this one's right on the attack menu. So if you right-click and go to attack, find IRC, the Unreal IRC backdoor, click on that. The attack menu pops up. The only thing you have to change here, make sure your IPs are correct. Click on Use Reverse Connection and launch. It'll launch the exploit. It will plant the backdoor, and you will gain access. Once that's done, screenshot that. And that is number 3. Okay. Put a page break in. So next, we need to do number 4. Actually, last we need to do number 4. So we're almost done. So at this point, we have, just to recap here real quick, we found the server via a ping scan or a ping or manual ping or something. We have done an OpenBoss scan, and you've produced a PDF report through OpenBoss of Metasploitable. And finally, or not finally, I should say, we have gone through number 5. We've done an InMap scan. We found the open ports, gotten it into Armitage, and then in number 3, we exploited it with the Unreal IRC exploit. Last but not least, you need to find a web page that is being served by Metasploitable 2 and do an OWASP zap scan on it. So, a couple of different ways you can do this. I will use my host machine and just type in HTTP : and the IP address. Hit enter. There's a web page. I'm going to go and do one better than that. I'm going to go to multi-day, which is just a very vulnerable website. And I'm going to copy this URL here. Okay? I'm going to need that in a minute. Actually, I need to do this. I need to find that I found a website. Let me copy this first. Because number 4, we need 2 screenshots. Boom. All right. And then go back, copy that URL, because I lost it in my clipboard. Copy. Go back to your Kali box. And now we're going to go, pay attention to this, because this is where you find the tool. Application, Web Application Analysis, OWASP-ZAP. Click on that. Once it opens, this is an older version, so you may have a newer version. You may be at 3.0. That's fine. It works pretty much the same way. Okay. When it asks if you want to persist Zap sessions, just say yes. Why not? And then here, I'll update later. Then here, under the attack panel, paste in your URL and click attack. All right. So if you let this run, this will run for a good 20-30 minutes, because what it's doing is it's spidering the entire website on the web server in Metasploitable. Okay? And if you let it run for a little while, down here at the bottom, you can see how many vulnerabilities it has found so far. It's found 0 logs, 5 lows, 2 mediums. If you let it run a little bit longer, you'll catch a couple of highs, high priority alerts. Just got to be patient with it. All right. There it goes. It just caught one. See? So if you go to the alerts tab, and it picked up 5 more. It's got a path traversal. Show me that you found an alert. Okay? I don't care if it's a high, a medium, or low. Show me that you got something. You did that scan. Okay? This is kind of a bad one because it finds the password file. Yeah. Happy day. So, yeah, that's the last one. So just go back and click new. Copy that. Throw that in here. All right. And save it. Ensure that you save it. Otherwise, guess what? You got to go back and do this all over again. Wisdom here, folks. Wisdom. Okay. So next week, we'll go through the second half of Lab 2. So this is the first half. Kind of keep up and stay up to date. We'll also start going over the project next week as well. So I'm going to sign off here, and I will post this to YouTube post haste. 30 minutes, not bad. And right at 30 minutes. Yay.